No, you do it. Hey, we're live. Hello. Welcome to the show. As soon as we start, the kids start yelling. Hello. Welcome to the show. I don't remember what episode this is. All I remember is that this is our
12.
second 12. Thank you. But this is our second live episode. So welcome to the show.
And this is Jared's first live episode.
Yep. I missed last time, but I'm here this
That's
time.
okay. Well, welcome back. We love to have you back here. And this is your first live stream with us as well.
Mine?
Yeah, yours.
Yep.
Glad to have you here. No car trouble, nothing.
No.
So don't
wanna
screw it
talk
up.
about
Oh
it.
yeah, I forgot to ask you about that. How's that going? Not
It's
good.
awful. It's awful. I don't know. I think it's gonna cost me some big chunk of change to get it fixed. But I got another car with me, so we're good. We're okay.
Well, that's good.
There you go.
Yeah.
At least you can work around it for now.
That's right.
Well, everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome to the show. This is Trifecta Talks, where we talk about the latest and greatest in video games, as far as both current, old, and whatever we feel like talking. In this case, we're starting off with our usual of what we are currently playing, and then from there we will be going off and talking about the recent state of play that happened last Wednesday. So come join us for a fun ride, and we can't wait to see what everyone's thoughts were on the show.
It threw me off completely. I did not.
Did you forget that we have an intro?
Yep.
I had a factory reset button there. Oh my god.
We also got a.
Hey, so loud.
Listen!
Listen. No, I'm good with that never being hit this entire show, ever.
I'll have to add more at some point. Justice, thank you for calling out our intro. It was a nice intro. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Justice.
Can you
like
see?
you said,
Where's the chat? Can you see the chat?
I
It's-
just
you
have
gotta
the
go to
stream going up
YouTube.
on a separate tab.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have to do that.
Welcome, Justice. Hope you enjoy the show. And if you ever want to chime in to talk about, what you're playing or what you thought about this state of play, we're going to be basically talking about the whole set list of what happened on Wednesday. But before we get into that, we're going to talk about what we're playing currently. And I feel like I always start this off, but I feel like I should give this off to Jared because he wasn't here last week. And I'd love to hear what he's been up to in the past week or so.
Well, I've had a lot of car trouble, so there's that.
He's been playing in
you've
real
been
life
playing-
car simulator.
Yeah,
I was going to say,
Mechanic
you're playing.
simulator, yeah.
Are you playing Mechanic Simulator?
literally. Actually, my wife has been. She's been a super big help with that. What have I been playing? Well, I've been playing Teardown on Steam. I don't know if you guys know what that game is. It's also on other consoles. It's like a pixelated physics-based destruction game, and it's really fun. You can put a bunch of crazy mods in it. You can have like Godzilla in it tearing up towns and whatnot, like Mega Godzilla and all this stuff. It's wild. Brian, I think you'd
That's
really
sick.
like it. Yeah.
What's it called?
I'll have to
Teardown?
Teardown. It's on all the consoles as well. I got it on sale on Steam. That's been fun. What else have I been playing? Still on my Balatro kick, although that has slowed down considerably. I've slowed down.
No
but that doesn't
intervention
mean-
needed.
Well, that doesn't mean that other card games haven't taken place of it, because buddy, we're all in.
Never mind.
These card games have really taken over my life. I have been playing this new one. Well, it's not new. It's new to me though. Monster Train, and it's like you have three sets. You have three rooms on the train. You have to like defend almost like your heart at the top, and you gotta defend it and you gotta get the train to hell. And it's a roguelike, so it's the same thing. Every run's different. That's been really fun.
I'm still calling on Nintendo to do that roguelike one that I mentioned, that dungeon crawler.
If they could
They
figure that
should.
out, I would be broke. So let's figure that out.
Let's figure that
As
out.
far as other games go, I haven't really played a whole lot other than Teardown. Teardown's been the one that my wife and I have been playing that a decent
Just
amount.
got tired of
So-
Uncharted.
this is what happens. So it's not my wife's fault. It's my fault. And I think maybe you guys can attest to this. Some other friends could probably attest to this with me. I play a game and I get really into it, and then I stop. And even if there's other games in the series, I completely stop.
That's like me with Hogwarts Legacy twice now. I've done it.
Played through it, or started to play through it and said, I'm good.
Yeah, and or something else came out, and then I got distracted with that, and everything fell through.
Well, that's how it is for me a lot of times with games. It's always that,
Yeah.
because then like, oh, here's another sale. Like I'm in the middle of playing this, Monster Train, and then Humble Bundle, those mother effers pull out a deck builder bonanza bundle for $20 so I can get all these 5 other deck builders, and I'm like, I can't keep up with all these deck builders in this crazy world of video games. What else have I been playing? I think that's really been it. Teardown, Monster Train.
I'm sure a lot of people could relate in the chat, like what you're going through.
Yeah, I was gonna say, looking at the chat real quick. Hello, Colleen. Colleen is here watching as well.
You just exposed her real name.
Well, also you have Justice, and then his last name is capitalized.
Justice literally has his full legal
Justice.
birth name in the chat.
The other people don't know that.
That they know. I can't think of anything else I play, and I think that's it. A little bit of Battlefield here and there. There is one game. I actually just played it with Justice the other day. Speaking of him, that's what made me think of it. It's a game that came out on Steam. It's an indie game called The Headliners. So it's in the same vein as stuff like Lethal Company and Content Warning, where you have you and your buddies going in and you got to, film as much crazy stuff and do as much crazy stuff. Where this one is you're taking pictures of all the crazy things that are around you, and you get a ton of points for taking the best pictures, and the characters are super animated and wildly in your face, and it's ridiculously over the top. You can have like a giant alien coming through the city, a dinosaur, some other like creepy crawlies around the game, and you can die. So like I could get a picture if the 3 of us were playing. I could get a picture of Brian's whole body getting sliced, and I'd get more points. I'd get a ton of points because of that craziness. You know what I mean? Or somebody explodes or whatever. That's been really fun. That's what I think you guys should check out. We should do that on stream someday. I think the 3 of us could get a lot of good content out of that.
I think I saw that on Instagram Reel, if I'm not mistaken. It
The
looks
Headliners?
insane. Yeah.
It's fun. It's really fun. That's it. I don't think there's been much of anything else, but I think I am going to start playing some more RPGs though. I've been really thinking about it. Kingdom Come Deliverance. I played that a little bit more. I guess that's the other one. I guess I have been playing a lot. I guess I have been playing.
Playing with my
Yeah, I
heart.
guess.
Is that what? Is
Yeah,
that what you're
I guess
doing?
so. Because I've been playing a lot. I'd like to play more RPGs. So like Oblivion's on sale right now for like $3, and I'm thinking,
Oh wow,
I think it's time.
That's really
Yeah,
yeah.
I've
but-
only played bits.
Dude, we could talk. I know for all of us here, at least in this, like the one thing we can agree on is that we love RPGs. Like, we are not
All
some
3 of us do. Yeah.
Scott the Wazes out here who hate RPGs.
No, we do. We love them.
Yes,
We
very
love
much
We
so.
do. So yeah, that's
I
it.
think it's
Go ahead.
great. That's awesome. I was just gonna say, I think we love RPGs because they're so wide in variety. Like there is no, there's no particular genre of RPG. It can go. There's subgenres. It could be a roguelike. It could be Western. There's no end to sight of like how RPGs go. Turn based.
I think
real time. It's
right. It's just so fun. They're just so fun. And I also think that the roguelike is probably my favorite genre. I think it's becoming my favorite genre because I love it so much and I can't stop playing every roguelike that there is in existence because I have a problem. And maybe we do need to have an intervention at some point.
Well, listen, I won't give you an intervention until you get to Cult of the Lamb because that game just like rocks.
And again, it was on sale. I can't keep spending all this money.
I
My
don't know what to
wife's
tell
gonna
you.
kill me.
Listen, Cult of the Lamb might end your addiction. It might be the one game, like the one ring. Okay, maybe not.
Listen, if that's the game that does it, if any game can do that, That would be amazing. But I thought Balatro was the game. I really thought that was the one I was going to really sink way more time. And now I've kind of just slowed down. I'm sure I'll go back to it. It'll kind of like ebb and flow, you know?
Yeah, like
There's,
after putting in like 60 hours, like, yeah, I'm gonna not sink my teeth.
Okay. You say that like 60 hours, in any other game, right? In any other game, 60 hours is a lot. But in Balatro, there's so much I still haven't done
That's
in
crazy.
Balatro. There's jokers I haven't found. There's decks I haven't unlocked. Because I get so pissed off when I can't beat a hand or beat a deck, and I got to start over. It literally ruins my night.
Justice says, I don't know, you got 70 hours in it.
Ask him. Let's ask Justice.
Ask
how many
him what?
hours
He's
got.
right here.
Let's ask him how many hours he has in Rust. Let's ask him that. Justice has hundreds of hours in Rust, so he has no business coming up in here talking to me about 70 hours at Balatro.
Listen,
right?
He's our guest. We treat him with honor. Who cares how much he plays Rust? You're our host. You have an issue.
I'll talk to him about it after the show.
Brian, what are you playing?
So, getting right into my usual college football. Still in my Clemson dynasty. Oh, there we go. In my Clemson dynasty. I'm in my fourth season, I think. Fourth season. Going for my third straight national title. In the semifinals, about to play LSU, and then the other two teams are East Carolina and Michigan. So that'll be something. I just blew out Tennessee like 63-17, I think. Dropped a couple points on them. Aside from that, you missed it last week, Jared. I downloaded off of Game Pass Battlefield 1. Played it a little bit. Forgot how good it was.
So good.
It is very
So
good. But I told Brandon as well, maybe we can leave this for another episode, but my personal choice for best Battlefield of all time is still 3.
You're
still.
nuts. You're nuts.
It's still
You're
3.
crazy.
You
You're
say
crazy.
that.
You're crazy.
You say that. But you simply just search Battlefield 3 on YouTube. The amount of videos and shorts that say Battlefield 3 is the best one ever is like substantial. It's so good. Legitimately. It's such a shame that EA shut the servers down because they were like, oh, you could just use the portal in 2042 to play it. And it's like, no, it's just a reskinned Battlefield 2042. It's not really Battlefield 3. You go back and you watch gameplay of Battlefield 3. It is legitimately insane. Insanity. It is warfare.
Justice just said 3 is goated. Yeah, you know
3 is
what?
goated. Thank you.
I don't care. No, he is actively gone on record and saying Battlefield 1 is the best Battlefield. So either he's switching sides to benefit you or just being an ass.
I will stand by what I said. 1 is very good. 1 is a top 5 Battlefield. Like no doubt in my mind.
Where does it stand in your list? Like if you could curate
1?
a list right now.
I would put 1. I need to play it more because it had been so long since I'd played it. I would put 1 probably at number. I'm gonna get hate for this. I'm gonna put it at 4.
Oh, you're nuts.
I'm gonna put it at 4.
You are so.
I'm gonna put it at 4.
What's better than that one? What are the other 2 that are better than that one?
All right, so aside from 3,
yeah,
I personally believe Battlefield 4 is goated as well.
No way.
It's basically just Battlefield 3 again. Now hear me out on this one. This is where I'm gonna get hate.
Are you gonna say Bad Company? No,
I'm not.
No, you're not gonna say Bad
You
Company.
know what I'm gonna say.
You're gonna say Hardline, aren't you?
It's Battlefield Hardline, dude.
Oh, you're nuts.
Battlefield Hardline is so. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. But dude, Cops and Robbers Battlefield is so fun. I kicked him off stream. Look at that. Battlefield Hardline is so good. It's so good. But like I said, it's not perfect. It's not 3. It's not 4. But Hardline is so much fun. And it has, out of any of those, I can't say 1 because I haven't played the kit.
Wait a minute. Somebody in the chat goes, I've never played Battlefield, so I'll take your word for it. Brian, you know what?
No, Justice says 4 is crazy. I don't know. Are you talking about Battlefield 4? Or are you talking about Battlefield 1 being at number 4?
No, I think he means Battlefield 4. I think that's what.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 4 is very good, but I can't speak for Battlefield 1's campaign or like their war stories because I haven't played them. But I will say, out of three, 4, and Hardline has the best story, has the best campaign. 3's campaign is fine. 4's campaign is also fine, but Hardline is nuts. Hardline is ridiculous. It's like a cop TV show basically the whole time until it fully just turns into like over the top military stuff, but you're still a cop. It's ridiculous.
Oh, Justice just said BF1 being at 4 is crazy.
Oh,
and
being
then
at 4
Matt
is
Here
crazy.
Industries said, please don't carpet bomb my house. Well, listen,
Don't worry,
you
I
start
won't.
believing Brian
Yet.
based purely on yeah, get out of here.
This is the most heated what are we playing ever.
Oh, it'll give it could get even more reheated if you say, what's number 5 on that list?
Probably Bad Company 2.
Thank God.
Yeah.
If
Past that,
if you would have said 2042s in that top 5,
hell no. Hell
I would
no.
have punched you.
Number 6 is Battlefield 5.
Yeah.
I love Battlefield 5.
I actually think 5 is probably 5 has come a long way. I would actually say
5 was one of those like broken releases, and then it slowly over time became a legitimately good game.
So was it 4? 4 was broken when it released.
Not nearly as much. Not to the point where fans were legitimately leaving the franchise. People were leaving Battlefield 5 and going back to 1 because 5 was so broken. 4 wasn't nearly as broken. Not nearly as broken. You can't hear a word I'm saying.
Nearly as broken. Probably not. No, I remember it being pretty broken.
It was still playable to me. I wasn't even playing on. Was it? No, I wasn't on. Was Battlefield? Oh, I gotta wait for him to put his headset back on. Was Battlefield 4 a dual release? Was it like on previous and next gen? It was. I was playing on 360 and I don't remember it being that bad. Like on release. I thought it was fine. I thought I was having fun. I didn't think it was as good as 3, but I was having fun. But yeah, at past 5, I would then maybe say 2042, but I haven't played enough of like the rest of the franchise to say. But 2042, out of everyone I would rank, is the worst one.
At least we can agree on something.
Yeah.
Battlefield 5. Yeah, Justice doesn't like Battlefield 5. He said Battlefield 5 was ass. Yeah, he doesn't like that one. I'd say it's come a long way.
It's come a long way. Yeah.
I would say Battlefield 5 is better than Hardline, though.
There's an absolute fair argument there. I just have such a soft spot for Hardline. Such a soft spot.
I will say Hardline. What Hardline did really well was like the close quarters, moment to moment, was really good. Like that portion of it was really good, but everything else I felt around it just didn't feel like Battlefield. It felt like something else. But the close quarters, moment to moment, was really fun.
Yeah, I understand that.
And
Justice says
no for what? No. Just no? All right, moving on. What the hell does that mean?
Wait, no,
Brian,
hold on. Wait, real quick. I was just gonna say with Hardline, another one of the coolest things. I know a lot of people. To a lot of people, it didn't feel like Battlefield. That's probably why we're never gonna get a Hardline 2 or whatever, a sequel to it in any capacity. But man, driving around in like sports cars with that too was insane. That was so much fun. And the sounds for the cars too. Oh, I could go on for a little while.
Battlefield, Battlefield has awesome audio. Especially,
they've always had great sound design. So college football, Battlefield. I feel like I booted up something else, but I think
I can't believe you played Battlefield 1 and then didn't message or ask if I wanted to play Battlefield 1 with you.
I had like an hour window before having to go do something else. I'm sorry. It's still downloaded. It's downloaded, so we can play it.
Justice said Battlefield 5 is not better than Hardline. Dude, you gotta you gotta get tested or something, buddy. I don't know what else to tell
Justice,
you.
I have to ask you, would you say Hardline is a top 5 Battlefield? I'm crazy and I say it's top 3. But you can to you is it top 5?
What is going on in this chat?
Mad Hair Industry says Hardline more like soft fishing. I gotta call somebody.
Yeah, you might need to.
I get it. I can relate. I've been there.
This isn't something I played yet, but I came across a song to one of the games in this franchise in a meme, and I'm like, the song's a banger. I now need to play through the games because I played the prequel to it a little bit years ago. Never went back, but all of them are on Game Pass. So I downloaded Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Oh, we just talked about Wolfenstein.
We
just the other
did
night.
just
Brian
talk
and I
about
just
this.
talked about this.
We
yeah.
just talked about this because I didn't realize Mick Gordon did pretty much all the scores for every new Wolfenstein. And that song came from New Colossus, but I'm like, and I have New Colossus, but I haven't played it yet. But I'm like, if I want to play New Colossus, I gotta play New Order, and I've heard New Order is also very good. So I have New Order downloaded, so I'm probably gonna play it maybe this week. But that's when
good.
I've heard is incredible. I love alternate history stuff like that, so I would love to dig into that.
Well, it's an alternate reality.
Yeah, we're
and that's what,
Nazi
like
Germany
the new
won,
Colossus.
basically.
Yeah, the new Colossus is that. It's what happens if the Germans won, and they
Mhm.
really play into that pretty hard. It's some wild stuff in that game, stuff like it's insane. That game is so fun.
I can't wait to play him. The one I had played Old Blood a while ago, and that's like the zombie prequel.
Yeah, the side game. Yeah,
the
pretty
side
good.
game.
It's okay.
It's pretty good. I remember liking it a little bit. It's good to know it's not like a necessary. It's not literally the start of that trilogy. It's kind of just it's there if you want to play it.
Mhm.
But New Order, New Colossus, definitely want to play those. I think that's it. I did try. So when this is how I found out Battlefield 3's EA servers were down. Battlefield 3 is also on Game Pass. I downloaded it. I was getting instant nostalgia when I was going through the main menu and everything. It has such a sick main menu, and the theme song is incredible. And I went to go boot up multiplayer, and it was instant, just saying, "Oh, try again later." I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me!"
Yeah, the servers on 360 are all done, but
Yeah.
I think the servers
It's a shame
on PC
that
are still good.
It's a shame that 3 just missed the window of having a dual release, because if it was on 1, then it probably would still have the servers up. But
It's
EA
on
being
PC.
it might still be up on PC.
It is.
Yeah.
It
really?
is.
Oh.
Mhm.
I don't know if my laptop would be able to handle it, but if it could, I'd totally get back into it.
Oh yeah.
But I gotta check on Hardline. I doubt anybody's playing, or at least enough people are playing Hardline, because that one I actually bought on release.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. If you buy that, if you get that on PC, I'll play with you. I will suck it
Battlefield
up.
3?
That and I'll play Hardline with you. If
And
you suck
Hardline?
it up,
Okay.
I'll suck it up. Play through with those games if you play them on PC with me.
Okay, that's a deal. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Other than those, still heavily college football, and then it's college football, and then everything else. I'm trying to break out of this college football cycle, but I think once I'm done with this season of my dynasty, I'm gonna play something else. I said that last season too, but I had so many good recruits coming in. I had a 5-star tight end. The dude's a monster.
How many hours you got in that game?
I gotta check. It's stupid.
You
I
guys
gotta
get on
look.
me for having 70 hours in Bellagio. Yeah, Brian probably got 150 in college football.
I would say I don't want to hear it, but you're probably not wrong. That's probably a good ballpark number. But yeah, I think that it's college football and everything else. Brandon, what about you?
Nothing. No, I'm kidding. I
That'd break
am
all our hearts.
playing. What's that?
I said that would break all of our hearts. The most
I
video
know.
game guy out of all of us says nothing.
Also,
don't
hold on,
play
really quick,
games.
Brandon. Justice says for Battlefield Hardline, he says he would put it at 5 or 6.
All right, what's in front of it then? While Brandon tells us what he's been playing, just give us your 5. Give us your top 5 Battlefield games. Go ahead, B.
So pretty quick. I'm playing Doom still, as I've talked about in the past episodes. I played
Incredible
a little bit
game.
more today. I'm back in hell to get the what do they call it? It's the axe thing.
Oh, it's been a bit.
Hex thing.
I don't
Yeah, it's
remember.
been a bit since
not
I played
hex.
it.
Axe.
Yeah, no, we
I
heard
know.
you. X.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Um,
I didn't know. I think it's called the Crucible. Is that what it's called?
that sounds about right. Let me here while you keep
I'm about to
talking
look
about it,
this
I'll look
up.
it up real quick.
I think it's
Oh,
called
we
the
were both gonna
Crucible.
look it up.
It's like the thing to stop, to shut the portal down from hell, basically.
Okay.
But I'm stuck at so like there's this boss.
Yeah, yeah, it's called the Crucible.
Okay.
I don't remember that.
And there's this boss.
It's like a
and
laser sword thing.
Yeah.
Looks
I haven't
crazy
gotten it
looking.
yet. I had to pull out the. I was about to call it the flux capacitor, but it's like this, like to get to the portal of hell. It's like this thing you had to pull it out of this monster's chest, and I threw it across, and I went through hell. I went through hell and back. And but then I didn't know there was a second iteration of the boss, so like I have to do it again now. So I kind of got stuck on that because it got a little tougher without my BFG handy. So that's where I stand. On the other end, though, on the Nintendo side of Doom, I finished Metroid 2 on SNES.
Nice.
So I can say I've finished at least all the mainline Metroids except for Dread and the first one on NES. So
Nice.
It's more than what I think Brian and I have played. Good on you.
Yeah.
say about your guys' then, because I've never played any of the games that you talked about. Heard of them.
Oh, Brandon, we
never
gotta get
touched 'em.
we got
Oh
We
my
gotta d-
God! Put him in Battlefield 1 battles.
Battlefield 1,
guys just-
and then we'll do a separate college football stream.
You guys just want to see me fail miserably. That's the reason.
Brandon, we gotta
what's going
do
on?
whenever we do an in-person, like all three of us in the same room together live stream, I gotta teach you how to play college football.
Oh, I can play. Have you seen me throw that pigskin?
God, he's like Johnny Manziel out here.
Yeah, he
No, I'm like Uncle Riku or Uncle Rico.
Uncle Rico.
And that joke has plummeted.
So Justice has his list when Brandon, I think. So was that the last thing you were playing was Metroid?
Oh, well, yeah, pretty much. Everything's like on hold because of Switch 2. Like I'm just kind of like saving up money at this point, so I'm really not buying a lot of games. Like I want to, but I'm like, because like, well, at least for Switch, it's like I'd want to buy more games because I'm like, if it's gonna be backwards compatible, then no harm, no foul. But I'm like, I guess I can wait if I really want them later down the line. So, not really investing too much in games right now. Other than like if it's PS5 related.
I wish I could say the same thing. My
Oh!
bank account is tanked.
Pac-Man. I'm playing Pac World. The remaster.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Wait a
okay.
minute, Matt here, Industries in our chat says, Uncle Riku, Kingdom Hearts, college football.
It's
Oh,
like
that's
it
awesome.
happens right between 358 over 2 days and Chain of Memories. It's really weird, but
It's
super
it
integral
was a
to
very
the story.
obscure release. Nobody ever talks about it. Only like 3
Goofy on the
copies of it were made.
offensive.
Justice also said Battlefield 3 was his favorite one. You guys are nuts.
It's really not that crazy of a remark.
It's a little crazy. Brandon, what were you saying? What else have you been playing, guy?
Pac World. Because it was free on PS Plus this month.
Oh,
So
Repack. That game's awesome.
yeah, repack.
That game's awesome.
It's so much like the original. I love it so
Yeah.
much. Definitely brought
That
back
game's
a lot
great.
of memories. I also have High on Life, which I might play after Doom. I've been
Ooh,
meaning
that's
to
a
play
good one.
that one.
I've
Yeah,
played about half
that
of
was That was on Xbox for a while, and then it finally came, and I never got around to buying it. And then, lo and behold, it came in my birthday month. So I was like, "This is a sign." So
Well, there you go. It's pretty
there you
good.
go.
The humor stays pretty consistent throughout. In a game like that, if the humor doesn't stay consistent, it starts to kind of teeter off a bit. But the humor
Yeah.
stays pretty funny throughout the whole thing. And the
That's
gunplay
good.
is really fun.
That's good. All right, so we've covered everything in what we're playing.
Yep.
I'm hoping you guys will take care of the chat while I am going through the list chronologically of the state of play. So
I got the chat lined up and ready to go.
I go back and check it every now and then.
So, if you didn't know, last Wednesday was the state of play. Usually February is their big month, I'd say.
Wait. I just looked at the poll that was on our chat, and it said 75% said Battlefield 3 was better than the 25% of Battlefield 1. You guys are nuts. You guys are
I thought you
crazy.
saw
Not
that.
that
I thought you already.
crazy. It's literally not. It's not even close to being that crazy. It's not even remotely close. I'm
It's
tired
so-
of pretending that this is an actual
crazy.
debate.
It's so crazy.
It's
It's
not
wild. It
at
really
all.
I
Top
don't
to
like
bottom, perfect.
I don't like you love having lens flares go off as you're playing Battlefield 3. That's fine. There's lens flares all over the
I
place. You
love
guys
my
can't goddamn
J.J.
think of what's
Abrams
going on.
directed Battlefield game.
Braden's gonna Braden's gonna slap us around.
No, I just find it funny that like this is still ongoing.
It's gonna go on for the rest of the night. Brandon and
I
are
just
gonna
wanted to
talk about
see. I wanted to see what critics said before we hop on. So Battlefield 3 on. I don't want to trust IGN. I just want like a Metacritic score.
this. Yeah,
IGN can is insane.
Even though they're
sometimes.
part of that score. In
I
some
went
We don't want
to-
just
capacity.
IGN. We want
All right.
everybody.
So if I
Okay,
go,
so Battlefield 3 on Metacritic says it is, as far as the critics go, it's 89, and then the users say it's 7.6 out of 10. Okay. And then Battlefield 1, right here, says, come on, baby, load up.
all-time reviews on Steam for Battlefield 3 says mixed. All-time reviews for Battlefield 1 are very positive. Just so you know.
So on the critic, hold on, Metacritic generally favored. The critic reviews says 88, and the user score is 7.4, which is mixed or average to them.
Oh, there we go.
So therefore,
Battlefield-
by very minimal points, and it says the user is generally favorable, and it's by 0.2 points. They say that Battlefield 3 is better. And that this is specifically saying on the PC one. I don't know if it's different on the other consoles, but that's what it's saying.
They're both elite shooters. They're two of the best of the genre, but I still 3 is. They're both, like I said, both very good, but 3 is just like 3 is insane.
The critics also say that Dragon Age: The Veilguard is one of the best games of last year. So just put that into perspective.
The
We're not talking
user-
about that.
The
Just saying.
user was 0.2 better.
0.2.
0.2. It still puts it
May-
over.
It made it green compared to
Yeah.
yellow.
There we go.
0.2. Justice said BF3 was their switch to next gen at the time, and they did it better than COD. No, Battlefield 3 was on 360 and PS3. Unless you're talking about like it really going like testing out next gen, because it's kind of like on the borderline. But then you could also argue the same point for Battlefield 4.
I want to say 3 was the last one before next gen came out because
Yes,
4 had a very big like dual release.
yes,
Um,
it was the last one.
mhm.
All right.
Let's get into the state of play stuff. Let's get into it before I
State
have a
of play.
meltdown. Brian and
Oh,
I,
I
go
think
at it.
I think there's more right around the corner. I feel like with Justice in the chat, it's only going to get worse from here. So anyways, we're going to just go in chronological order of how they were shown at the State of Play. Like I said, this is one of their bigger, heavier events, at least in past times they've been. So if you think about past State of Plays, we got Stellar Blade, we got Spider-Man 2, we got Wolverine. There was... can't think of it. What's the racing game that's exclusive to PlayStation? Is it Forza? It's not Forza.
No.
No.
Racing
Oh,
game?
Gran Turismo.
No,
Thank
there
you.
Yeah.
Gran Turismo. So that kind of stuff. So now, before we get started, just talking quick thoughts. Justice.
I'm glad I was the only one who saw that. He's got to calm down.
Chill. This is a family stream. So before we get started on the talking about the games individually, what is everyone's general thoughts on the State of Play this year or this February?
Brian, go ahead.
I thought it was very solid. I came away with more games that I was looking forward to than I thought there was going to be. I went in after... So I didn't catch it live, and then I heard about some games that were announced on there, or not announced, but more stuff was shown about them. So there were only two going in that I was like fully excited for to see what more they had to show for them. But I came away like anticipating a lot more, which I think that makes for somebody who for somebody like me who's at the moment currently isn't playing that much. That's really good. It makes me want to kind of expand my horizons in terms of what I'm playing currently and break into other genres and just kind of test the waters with other stuff that I probably wouldn't have if I didn't see this. So I think it was very, very good, if not one of their better ones.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of hit the nail. I mean, I think that's how I would describe it too. Like I was looking forward to Ghost of Yotei, maybe Wolverine. I don't know, but I think after the more thought I gave it, I was like, yeah, it was pretty solid. I mean, it's a lot of third parties, but a lot of the third party ones are also being distributed by PlayStation Studios, so that I feel like that gives it some kind of sense of quality in a way. That's how Stellar Blade was done. It wasn't straight from PlayStation Studios; it was from another subsidiary, but it's a great game overall. Very again, reminds me very much like Bloodborne or those Dark Souls like games. So yeah, I was pretty satisfied. And, just thinking like, okay, Yotei is probably more of a bigger release and they want to do a more focused stream on that, and rather than putting in something where it's a bit more cluttered. But not to say there's like, compared to September's State of Play, this is way better. Like we didn't get here's one more thing at the end, and it was like just the big game, and then everything else was just like, not garbage, but kind of just shovelware in some way.
Say it.
What?
Garbage.
I'm not gonna say garbage because some people love those games.
Just like a little underwhelming.
A little underwhelming. There's more AAA games, is basically what I'm saying. There was that was that. So yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you, Brian, on your statement. Jared, did you have anything additional to add to that?
I think going into it, there was definitely a level of expectation, as there always is with stuff like this, whether it's PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, PC gamer, whatever. There's always a level of expectation going into these shows that they're going to show something big. And then when they don't, and they show pretty middle ground titles, because I would say this show, for the most part, if you're looking at it in a bigger picture, middle ground. Like there's no groundbreaking announcement. There's also nothing like terrible. So it's just right in the middle.
I mean, I wouldn't say there's no ground, like Housemark, which we'll get into, is definitely a groundbreaking announcement. For a lot of people, it is.
See, I don't think that that's a groundbreak. I think what
Right,
what would have
but it's
been
not. It's here's the thing,
groundbreaking-
Jared. You got to think of it this way. I know we're all different in video games and stuff, and I haven't played a lot of Returnal, but you got to think of it in the sense that like for that, it's a big game for people. That's one of those like they put
Yeah,
it
for
high on the list.
a niche audience. Yes.
But it's still up there. I mean, God of War is a niche audience, but it's still a AAA.
I don't know if that's that. I think that's a crazy statement to make. I would say God of War.
Everything's a niche audience.
One of their most popular franchises.
Bad
is
example.
not a
I'm just
niche
saying,
audience.
everybody's a niche audience. Everybody has a niche audience. You can't just say that one in particular is a niche audience because.
Well, why can't wait? Yes, I can. I can absolutely say.
Oh my
They-
God. Here we
oh,
go
okay,
with the yes, I can.
So of course I could say that. I could say that it's a niche because if you look at in terms of all of Sony and PlayStation's
Ooh.
other, I know what Justice said. I'm with him.
Yeah, I just caught that.
100%
That
with
we're
him
gonna
on
we're gonna talk about
comment.
that in a second. That
I'm
doesn't really
so
like
with him.
concern me that much, but for you two, I gotta hear what you guys have to say
Brandon
about
and I
that.
already kind of talked about this before. Brandon was not happy with my response, but that's okay.
Well, and I'm not happy with
Hold
your
on.
response because
hold on.
you never let me
Hold-
talk. It's always just let me talk. Let me just say what I gotta say, and then we'll end it.
Okay,
Can I?
go ahead.
Can I just say something real quick? You gotta understand that, like, every audience, there is no 100%. Like, you know what I mean? There's no 100% on every console that every like matches the units. You know what I mean? There's always like it's only 75% of console owners have that game because it's a niche. Or it's people trying it out for the first time and you don't know if they finished it. So it's a niche, it's a genre, it's a type of gameplay. It's a popular game, yes, but that's also based on the fact that like that's based on downloads. It's not based on how many people have completed it. So you can't just assume that it's a game that is beloved by everybody. It is. The scores say
Okay.
it. I'm just putting it there.
Okay.
They wouldn't put it as the last of Shell if it wasn't a big AAA title. That's all I'm saying. So
But if we're talking in terms of, I think we might have two different interpretations of the term niche. So when I think of niche, I think of a small percentage of people who have played the game. When I think of the majority, I would say the 75% of the people who maybe bought God of War, that's the majority, not the niche. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's my
I
interpretation
guess,
of that.
but and at the same time, we don't even know if it's a niche. Then how many sales did Returnal get?
I have no idea.
Okay, then so we can't
But
argue.
what's bigger? What's bigger, God of War or Returnal?
It's a new IP.
I'm just saying, it's a niche.
You
I'm
don't know
just
if it's a
saying.
niche though. If it's a smaller majority.
All right. Well, I think we could agree to disagree, and I think that that's totally fine to agree to disagree.
We always agree to
Overall,
disagree.
though, but
I'm never gonna have a
overall-
point. I just want 1 point. You have like 10 over me.
You okay? Overall, and the show as a whole, I would say middle ground. I think some of the stuff looked really cool, but no like super big, like Wolverine or
Yeah, like they didn't come swinging with like a huge IP like that. People were kind of anticipating like a Ghost of Yotai or a Wolverine.
I
Or something
think
like that.
I think
I
most people
understand that.
I think at least from when I was or even like uh Mad Hair Industry says you fellas should cook up a nice niche quiche for an episode. Throw your top
Quiche?
niches in a pot.
Quiche, you mean?
Quiche?
Quiche?
Quiche? Did I say that right? No,
And
I
you
did not
argue
say
with
that
me?
right. I didn't
A
say
niche
that right.
quiche for an episode.
Quiche.
Oh my
What did I
God.
say? Quiche.
Quiche.
That's hilarious.
Whatever floats your boat, Jared.
For an episode, throw your top niches in.
Niches in a pot.
Oh
Jared-
God,
Jared
this
and
thing's
I
gotta
are-
get flagged.
Jared
see
and
if
I
it
would
makes
make a nice
dish.
quiche.
A quiche. That's so.
I can wholeheartedly agree that me and Jared would make a wonderful quiche.
Yes,
Oh.
I'm pretty sure Niche Keef is Chief Keef's brother.
That's hilarious.
Thanks for the
think
zero
that-
response.
I think overall, though, like, you know, I think there was definitely a level of expectation going into this, and it, just because they weren't necessarily met doesn't necessarily mean that the state of play was bad. I think the state of play actually was relatively entertaining, but nothing where I would be like, oh my god, we have to get that now. Even like Borderlands 4, which is something that Brian and I in particular are pretty excited about because we like Borderlands. I said this the other day, and I said, yeah, gameplay looks good, but what's the story?
Hey, there's a full showcase in spring, so
Yep.
Yeah.
There is a
So
full thing coming up.
Yes.
I get why they just did like a minute long like gameplay
Yeah.
thing for this to kind of be like, all right, this is how it's gonna look. Now let's get you kind of like that's kind of like the appetizer. Now we're gonna wait for the main course in like a couple months.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
But I will say, I definitely took more from this. Like I said before, I took more from this than I thought I was going to. That's why I think it's like it was a pretty solid state of play. But I get where you're coming from in terms of it not being like not a heavy hitter, but it caught me off guard with some stuff. I'd be like, oh, I would definitely drop a couple dollars. to
Yeah,
play that.
stuff you wouldn't typically like, go out of your way. But because
yeah.
it was there
More
and there was nothing else, like none
Oh,
of
yeah.
like the big first party stuff. Yeah.
More stuff up my alley than I thought there was gonna be. Looking at
Yeah.
like the
I
list
think
that I made here.
A lot of
the
Souls
way
likes.
yeah, a lot of Souls likes. I was gonna say the way I interpret it is that it's very much like a mini Nintendo Direct or one of those partner showcases where it's along those lines of very mid, very but good, not terrible.
Mhm.
It's just like I don't think I'm gonna chuck money for maybe only at like 2 games. Like that's probably all I'm gonna bite at right now. Unless more information comes out and then I'm more interested. But for now, it's like probably 2 games that are on my, or maybe 3 that are on my list. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. So we'll just go through each one, give our quick thoughts, and chat. Whoever is out there, feel free to chime in at any point. We'd love to hear your thoughts as well as we go down
Justice
this
already did.
list. I know he did. Well, we're not there yet, so he's gotta wait.
When we get to that, I need to hear what you guys got to say about that. Like I said, I don't care too much for it, but you guys, I need to hear your guys' opinions.
So first up is Monster Hunter Wilds, which is not in my deck of cards. I know it's a big fan base.
Either.
I know a lot of people like it. It's really big on Nintendo, but this is a very different game from Nintendo's version of it. But it looks exciting. It looks a lot like the past games that they've made with the expansions and whatnot, and it looks like a nice quality game. I know, Jared, you talked about the PC build is looking a bit wonky as far as the requirements go. But I think just showing off the PS5 capabilities and what it's going to look like, I'm sure it's going to be a good time for people who have been waiting a long time for this.
Yeah, it looks okay. Like it's not our game. We discussed that before the show. It's none of our games. But for the people who it is for, yeah, it looks cool. Yeah,
Like
sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I don't think it looks bad by any means. It's like it looks like any other Monster Hunter that I've seen. I haven't played any of them, so I can't speak for them. I can't say, oh, I think this game's gonna be terrible or it's gonna be amazing. It's just I don't really have much interest in playing them. Definitely not gonna buy it.
The only one I ever played was World, because that was the one that I remember when it came out. It was advertised almost as the one to kind of bridge the gap between casual and hardcore players. So like that was the easiest one to kind of jump in and give a shot. And I definitely tried it and I thought it was pretty cool, but definitely wasn't something that I was gonna put 50, 60, hundreds of hours of it, into. Definitely not for me, but for others, that's their thing, and that's
their bread
awesome.
and butter. Yeah. Was that the first one to tap into like multiplayer, or were there other ones prior to that did it?
No,
full online multiplayer.
The 3DSs and the 3DS ones did. The Wii one did.
Oh, okay.
But they're vastly different games. They're a whole different. They're not quite like these ones where they're a bit more expansive and they key in on that casual side of it more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shinobi, which is a longtime franchise, but it's got this. Again, it looks cool. I don't know if I'll throw money at it right away, but if it was ever free on PS Plus or Game Pass or, who may be it, I think it's a fun romp. It looks like a really awesome action side scroller, really fluid animation, and it does have like that kind of I don't know what you want to call it, not cell animation, but it's got that hand drawn type of animation going on a little bit. I think it's cool.
Looks fun.
No words.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd buy it. It didn't blow me away, but I thought it looked cool. It looks like it's gonna be a pretty solid game.
I think that's kind of my feeling throughout all of these things that are in this show is that right there, it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Looks cool.
Until this one. Sonic Racing Crossword.
Oh, yeah,
Now,
that's
you know what? I think
That
unanimously
one.
across
that's
every
true.
game on here, across every game, we all came in to this going, that looks awesome.
That looks so fun. It looks so
It looks
fun.
so- it
That is the only one that
Yeah.
all of us were like, yeah. Super
Yeah.
fun.
But the crazy, and I didn't say this on stream, but I said it to them before. I don't know what stream it was, but it probably was the one where we were talking about the Switch 2 reveal.
I think
had
so.
mentioned my Mario Kart 9 predictions, and I said the exact same thing what this game is doing, where it's using rings to travel between different racetracks in the midst of the course. And I said for Mario Kart 9, they should do that, but with pipes. And like it changes every other course. So like you don't know which course you're going to get next, and it just changes it out of like, I don't know, 40 tracks or something like that. But I mean, it still can happen. It still can happen, but I highly doubt
absolutely.
it. From what I understand, from what the rumors that I hear, is that Mario Kart, the Mario Kart 9 is going to be an open world game.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
I think what a great idea to have the rings be the ones to transport. I mean, why that idea didn't come up sooner, or maybe it
I was
did, and
thinking the
the
exact same
technology
thing.
wasn't quite there yet for them to utilize something like that.
Yeah.
And now the technology is in a place where our development
They can easily just throw that in now. Yeah.
I wonder if an idea for it would be like one of them has like the ring as their item and they can just throw it out and completely transform the whole entire game and make it something crazy. That would be amazing.
That'd be
If
awesome.
that's what they're gonna do.
So my only worry is that I know how Sega is with the Sonic
The Sonic
character in the
IP.
games. Yeah, and I just hope it works. I really do. I feel like they're showing awesome gameplay, but then right when you hit online, that ring shit ain't gonna work. It's gonna slug the heck out of the game.
That's
God,
a
I
good
hope
point.
not.
Yeah, that's a good
hope
point.
not.
They got to figure that out.
I
Yeah.
don't want to be the damper of bad news, but it seems like every Sonic game has always had like a flaw of sorts, and it's sometimes been fixed. They just can't get the speed right on this guy, even though that's his whole character. So I'm just hoping they could figure it out how to do this right, and actually make the
Because
game.
if they
playable.
can, it's gonna be like it could be a direct competitor to Mario Kart if it ends up being as good as we think it's gonna be. I don't think it
Dude,
would outsell it by any means, but
Can't-
I think like it could still be like an extremely solid alternative to it.
100%.
They didn't. I don't think they put in a release date yet, but I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be a fall release. They usually target
Yeah.
that holiday.
I think they just said
season.
2025.
Yeah, but also there is a closed network test set for February 21st. So
Ooh.
probably to work out those kinks for the rings.
They released the initial test and it's just a train wreck.
Running at like 5 frames per second every time you.
As soon
get
as you
into
throw a
that
ring
game.
out, it just crashes the server.
You transport.
I'm not wishing
into
anything
Sonic.
bad on the game, but it could happen.
I hope
could
it's
happen.
amazing. I just
I
that
hope so
it's
too. I
perfection.
honestly, so this is one of those games that I would probably buy, and
Mhm.
I'd probably buy it on Switch too. Honestly,
Mhm.
I think it'll work well. I
I was gonna
I
say
assume it's going to be a Switch 2 game.
my one wish with this is if the online in general is flawless, I hope it's not gonna. I doubt it would happen. I would love a cross platform with it if they can make it work.
I hope so.
They can make it work.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
could
that
do
would make
across
so
everything
much fun.
because it's gonna
I,
hit.
if,
I'm pretty sure it's gonna hit
Listen,
everything.
if they have that AI thing in that Switch that changes the rendering and whatnot, it's
Mhm.
gonna run great on Switch too because it's
Oh
gonna
yeah.
indicate at that point when that ring gets thrown out, it's gonna decide like, okay, I gotta bump this down to make this speed up. So like, I
Mhm.
feel like that's why it's gonna work well on Switch too because it's going to work with what the game's got and it'll do it automatically. Developers don't have to worry about doing that manually. Like that's gonna be if all is true about the Switch 2, like it's going to help it. It's going to help push games out farther without having much development time on them.
Mhm.
Because I feel like that was the main issue with Switch is that, and this is where diving off to millions and millions of roads here, but the problem with Switch was that it was like Doom Eternal, for example, it came out day one, but you had to wait 9 months later for the Switch release. But with this, if the AI thing is true, you should be able to get day one games as much as they come on PS5 because the Switch will do half the work for you to render out the scenes that it's going to chug a little bit more and make it more playable rather than having the developer get into the itsy bitsy bits of the game to make it work on Switch. Barely run on Switch, to say the least. Um, anyways, I think we're all looking forward to this. I think it's on our list. We look forward to see how things roll. I'm sure we'll see more pretty soon, I bet. Next up is, and I don't know, this is kind of like I'm gonna pass on this one. I think everybody else will, but the Digimon Story Time Stranger.
Looks cool. Move on.
It's kind of like it looks like Digimon's attempt to not even compete at this point because these games are dead, but like make their
These
attempt at
games are
like
dead.
but like
Oh,
make their
jeez.
attempt well no I'm not talking about Digimon. I'm saying their attempt to compete with the most recent Pokemon games, but those two are kind of like dead in the water right now. Like they very
Yeah.
much came and went. I don't even remember what they were called. I have one of them, and I was very excited for it, and it was cool for a little bit, and then kind of like it was like their second attempt at like a full blown like RPG open world, like
Oh
um
yeah.
yeah
I know what you're talking about.
yeah. So like this is kind of like Digimon's attempt at it. It looks cool. I don't know if I'll buy it. Maybe if it gets good enough reviews and I think the gameplay looks good enough, maybe I'll snag it on a sale, or if it's a Game Pass release. But other than that, I'll I think I'll pass for now.
I wouldn't put it past me if it's a Game Pass release. I feel like it's
Mhm.
totally gonna pop up somewhere for free.
Justice causing some craziness in the chat. He said, "quote
Oh,
Digimon
God.
is better than Pokemon."
You know what's here's what I want to say too.
Mm.
A lot of people prefer Digimon over Pokemon, and I think it's because not only like art design and stuff like that. I think it's a more like complex title, but I'm more of a Pokemon guy. I think
I
Digimon has its perks. I have nothing against it. I just never got into it. I just prefer Pokemon. And also going back to Sonic Racing real quick, Colleen said everybody's Supersonic Racing in all caps.
I like her sense of humor.
What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, Pokemon. I tried. The only Pokemon game I ever played was the Let's Go Pikachu, which is the remake. Remake.
It was like
Um,
Switch's first attempt at a Pokemon game.
well, it was their first remake.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like probably not the best way to play the first iteration of Pokemon. Which again, on Brian's end, I really hope one day that they do put them out on online, but no guarantees because They are stingy.
If you here, let me tell you something. If you want to play, if you want super easy access at the OG like all-time great Pokemon games, go on your phone, get the free Delta GBA emulator, and look. All I'm saying is you can kind of see it.
Oh,
I got Sapphire. I'm currently playing through Fire Red again. They're seamless. They like like the top half of the screen is like your gameplay
but
or
you
where
have
the
an
gameplay's going
iPhone.
on.
You have an
I do
iPhone.
have-
I don't.
Well, initially it was a Android only emulator, and then they put it on iOS.
But it's not on Android anymore now, right?
Delta? It should be.
No, I think it's not on there. Unless it was first on iPhones,
It was for
and it was
Delta. No, Delta. I don't think Delta was. Maybe on
really?
like not in the App Store. The App Store they had them all banned, and then they eventually they let them put it on there finally.
Maybe I'll check it again, see if it's there.
If not, I'm sure they've got options. I mean, there's
Yeah,
Android's
yeah.
been able to do it for years.
Well, I have a 3DS. I have a 3DS. Guys,
Oh, that's right, and it's jailbroken, isn't it?
don't say it on the Nintendo's watching.
Brian just showed that he had the emulator on his phone. I think we're okay.
Yeah,
think
Until
we're
we
all
get
right.
popular.
and then they'll go
And we
back
got-
and they'll cancel us.
We have a new person in the chat. Mama Emily says Pokemon all the way. Pokemon. So we got some.
Well, actually, she
Pokemon
said
fans.
poker. She said Pokermon, and then corrected it. to
Pokemon. That's
like
my
that
type
game.
of casino game.
Justice says hackers arrest him, and then Mad Hair says I gotta hack the GBA mainframe. Slams phone into table. I'm in.
All right, moving on. This is another one that's actually at the probably top 3 of my list of games I'm definitely going to buy into, and that is Lost Soul Aside, which comes out in May, I believe. Which I'm really excited. It's a very Souls-like game, very action-packed. The gameplay seems really fluid. It looks to be running at like a smooth 60. Yeah, I'm really excited. And this is one of those games that like PlayStation is the distributor, but this is this is the developer's first game of their studio, akin to Stellar Blade. So and I always want to try these kind of stuff. And I've never done a lot of games like this, and I think I got hooked on with Stellar Blade. So this looks like something close to that, and I can't wait to give it a try.
Looks cool.
Yeah, I thought it looked cool as well.
Looks cool.
Next up
But it looks
is
more
like
Souls-like, though. No.
well, that's what Stellar Blade is.
Oh, it is like Souls. Okay. Souls.
Yeah. Next up, we kind of already knew about this game. It's coming out next month, and that is Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza,
Yeah.
which is coming out very soon. This was kind of just sort of a reminder thing with a details of a demo that came out last Friday. Never played these games. I've heard and this one I would say is definitely a very niche audience with their type of gameplay, because it is like it's this mix of action and also casual gameplay.
Mhm. It's an
never played
interesting
it.
hybrid.
It's an interesting hybrid. Like I think I remember in the first game of this series, there's like a whole Animal Crossing part to the game where like he's on an island and he talks to like actual animals. Like it's literally like Animal Crossing. Very weird. I don't know if anybody in the chat has played that game. It looks fun, but it's got this like weird, again, it's this very interesting hybrid genre going on that I just don't quite understand. Especially like I'm like, okay, is this like part of a franchise? And it is, but these are technically spin-offs. This game was like a whole different thing beforehand. It was like a action fighter type game before, and it had nothing to do with like the crazy stuff that Like a Dragon does. So I don't know. It's cool. It's cool.
It's cool. I'm glad like we were saying, it's a cool like hybrid RPG kind of game. I'm glad it's thriving. I'm glad that they can make as many games as they do with all these different settings and stuff like that. I don't know if I'll ever play them, but it's cool.
I've played one of the Yakuza games.
The Like a Dragon
I-
ones, or just the?
No, just the main game. I've
Mm.
played. I think it might have been like the prequel one. It was on PS Plus a long
Zero?
time ago. No, what's the one with the K?
Kawaii?
Yakuza Kiwami.
Kiwami. Yeah, I don't know this franchise as well, but
I
I
think that's
know
what
it's got
called, Kiwami.
I know it's got a fan base.
Am I saying that right? Is it start with a K?
I'm trying to find it here. There's
It's fun. It's like a GTA.
yeah.
That's pretty much like GTA.
The Like a Dragon ones, though, or is the originals like that too?
Like Yakuza
'Cause
Kiwami. That's the name. That's the one I've played.
Yakuza
Well,
Kiwami. Okay. Yeah, they made
I
two
said that
of
whole
Colleen-
them,
name.
looks like.
Colleen confirmed it.
Kiwami.
Oh, so
Thank you.
Kiwami's another
Thank you.
type of spin-off.
Yeah,
There's
that's
a
the one I've
lot
played.
of them.
So the Like a Dragon one though isn't like the main Yakuza. Like a Dragon is more action
Yeah,
oriented.
that's the spin-off. Yeah.
Yeah, and Brad Guy, our boy Samoa Joe, is in the pirate one.
Is he really?
Yeah, yeah. Samoa
Oh, that's
Joe's in it, yeah.
awesome.
Oh,
Maybe I will have to throw a couple dollars at it.
I see. Kiwami is the remake of the first one.
Okay, so that's why I probably played it then. A little
Yeah.
bit of it.
So, and there's a couple in that's why there's a lot, Brian, because they're remakes of the original
Mm,
titles. This all makes sense now.
it all makes sense.
We're-
now.
All makes
We're
sense. now.
learning.
I'm
God,
gonna have
they-
to break for
they-
a minute because goddamn, do I have to pee? So I'll be right back.
Well, while you go, we will continue because I was about to say they've come out with a new either Yakuza or Like a Dragon game at least like once or twice the last like couple of years. So
Really?
consistently since 2020, they've come out with at least one. So in
Wait,
2020,
since
they did
2020?
since 2020.
Oh,
I'm looking at the releases. So they did the first one. That first one in 2020 was Yakuza Like a Dragon to kind of like start this whole new set of spin-offs. Then they have one called Streets of. I'm gonna butcher this. Kamurocho.
Mhm.
Maybe that was close. 2021, a game called Lost Judgment, and then 2020. Actually, no, I lied. 2022, they didn't come out with any. 23, they did Like a Dragon Ishin and Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. 24 was Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and then this year is going to be Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I don't mean to jump the gun on state of play releases. Aren't they doing another one? Another Like a Dragon game this year, or am I thinking of something else?
I think you're thinking of something else.
I thought there was like a side scroller thing they were doing. Like a side scroller beat 'em up. Maybe that is it.
What is it?
The like
No,
the
aren't you
pirate the pirate
Shinobi?
Yakuza one, or is that
Are
no?
you
There
thinking of
was one.
Shinobi?
There was one that was almost just like a Streets of Rage kind of like side scrolling thing. That was supposed. That was
Oh.
in like the style of.
Isn't it a DLC? It's
Yeah,
we're
It's
coming
like
to it next.
It's like yeah. It's like a
Dave the
DLC
Diver.
spin-off thing.
Dave the Diver.
Yes. Yeah. Like Dave's Holiday or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ichiban's holiday.
Ichiban's. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's what. All right. I knew. I was like, I thought it was the Like a Dragon franchise.
it literally happened right after they showed off the Pirate Yakuza.
God, so they're coming out with two of those things this year, technically.
Yeah, well the Yakuza comes out, so we'll just go straight to Dave the Diver now that Jared's back. But so they announced Dave the Diver, which I've seen a lot about this game, and I really want to give it a try.
Mhm.
I have it for free on PS Plus.
It's really
so I
fun.
will try. Is it fun?
Yeah, it's really fun.
I have to give it a try. So anyways, it's coming with an expansion DLC in April featuring Yakuza, and it's going to, like Brian said, it's going to have some kind of like Streets of Rage type gameplay with Dave the Diver.
Yeah, Dave the Diver's awesome. It's like It's like every day in the game is a new gameplay element. It's kind of its thing.
Oh, okay.
So it's really fun.
That's really fun.
It's really fun.
So next up, and I want to actually talk about this first because I wish you guys could have seen my reaction to the whole time I was watching this. But the next on the list is WW2K25. Now listen, I don't know what you guys thought, but the whole time I was like, okay, this island thing is kind of cool.
I agree. It's different. I like it.
It's okay, and I didn't know that. I thought they might have did this before, and I was like, wow, this is very much like the 2K career mode thing that they did with NBA.
It is.
And
It
I was
is,
like,
yeah,
that's
it's
awesome. Like they finally did something that is gonna work. Maybe.
Yeah, so Justice just pointed out a really good point too, though. So if you want to look, so Justice said cash grab,
and then he
and
said
so
cash
it looks
barb.
cool. Oh, cash grab. It looks really cool. It does, but I also fear the same thing too. So like with 2K, with NBA, it's pretty much like the neighborhood Mason is pretty much like a
Yes,
giant
I know.
microtransaction.
Yeah, no, I
Mhm.
know about the. Well, that's why I said it was like a lot like
Yeah.
NBA's
Yeah.
career mode.
But in a WWE sense, do you really need a ton of microtransactions? No, probably not.
No,
But we
I
don't
don't
know
think
that
so.
yet. We don't know. We don't know
That's
if there
true.
is.
That's true.
Don't know.
That's true. If they keep that out of it, Mason, it could be awesome. The other thing that's interesting is that it's only exclusive to the consoles. That island is not on
Yes.
PC
Yeah, I
Oh.
heard that. I heard
Yeah.
that.
because of modding. That's
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I get it.
Makes sense.
So, well, basically, what I got from this game is, and I don't, you probably can tell me more about what's going on in this game than I can, but I feel like there's a story with this, and like the fact that they're really cashing in, or I don't want to say cashing in, that's the wrong word, but they're really ranking in on the history of WWE. Like, there's a lot of like old WWE, like 90s WWE stuff in here that really hits home. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not getting that picture.
All the WWE games kind of do a really good job of having legends in the games. This one in particular, because it's around the bloodline, which is the Samoan family that's known for that,
Mhm.
like they're the biggest wrestling family in the world. Having a lot of their guys and gals in it, that's huge because a lot of those guys haven't been in it. But it's also
Justice is just going wild in the chat.
yeah, I don't know what's going on. A wheelchair. That's what they're gonna try to do. What NBA does. Wheelchair man.
Don't.
2K25. At least Mason. I know you haven't played them, but in terms of like the modern wrestling, the actual gameplay itself is the best it's ever been. The gameplay itself is so fun.
Top notch,
Yeah.
easy.
It looks good. That's why I was like surprised at how much I was like into it, because I was like, I don't know why, but this looks like better than any other wrestling trailer I've seen the past few
Yeah.
years.
It also, it also
Go ahead,
helped
go
that
ahead.
helps. I was gonna say it also helps that they have like arguably like the best personality working today in wrestling to like go over everything. They had Paul Heyman do it, which
He's
is
the man.
awesome. It's so cool that they did that.
Now
I'm
we just
glad
gotta
I
get
noticed-
you on the online GM mode, dude. If we can get Mason in on that, dude.
Oh, my lord.
God. Brian and I are.
Well,
hooked on
I'm glad
GM.
I'm glad I could see some kind of difference. I thought I was gonna go crazy, and you guys are gonna be like, "No, it just looks like the same." And I was like, "Oh, look all different."
No, I'm excited for it. I think that the island thing was a nice
except
little
for
showcase.
except for
It's all they
Justice.
really need. It's, I think, yeah, it's. I could see why it's gonna be. I could see why it's gonna be potentially gonna be a cash grab. But if it's purely just cosmetic stuff, then that doesn't bother me, honestly.
Yeah, I'm with you. But
Mhm.
if it starts to be what NBA does, where you buy VC to then just upgrade your guy and have it be pay to win, that's bullshit.
That's gonna be
Yeah.
that's not gonna be good. So, and we know, like it's 2K. So
They can be stingy too. 2K's pretty stingy. They have a full blown
Mhm.
Well,
casino.
but here's my
thing
question
in
with that.
NBA.
here's my thing with that. Why would they avoid that then on PC? You know what I mean? If they were really gonna do cash grab
Modding.
stuff with this, you know what I mean? No, I understand it's modding, but I'm saying like if they could not like forget the modding thing. Like if they want people to pay, you want it on the most amount of consoles. So I feel like they would want it on PC just for that. So it
100%.
kind of gives me a little
Mhm.
hope that they're not gonna do that. But like I said, like you guys
I
said,
hope.
they've done this before with other 2K games. So
Yeah,
anyways.
like the modding of characters and having
No, yeah.
like
No, I
they
get
go
that.
in, like there's this one guy who's called, he goes into the assets, pulls them out, puts them on the characters, maybe some unused stuff, and they'll put them on. So having that's probably why. But then their statement, 2K statement, I don't know if you guys saw it, they said due to technical hardware limitations. They said due to hardware limitations, we cannot put the island on PC and only on consoles. Give me a break, Brian. You good old
Even I know. Like, I'm not a PC player. Like, what are you talking about? We got some of these like streamers playing on like NASA supercomputers to play like Fortnite. And you're telling me 2K25 can't run the island on PC?
Listen, they had to choose their weapons when they were making this the best WW game.
I guess.
Oh.
Anyways, give it like till the next game comes out and they'll open it for PC.
Oh man! All right, moving on.
Borderlands 4.
Okay. So
just a quick-
I was gonna say I'll start real quick. So this was one of the two that I was looking forward to. The first being 2K25. Like after hearing about what was shown on there, and then Borderlands 4. I think what they showed here, once they announced that they're gonna show much more in the spring, I think what they showed here is perfectly fine. The gameplay looks as good as it ever has. I think the graphics look the best that they've ever looked. These new character abilities look insane.
I know they look so.
Yeah, it looks just from like the get-go when they found like a loot box and they opened it up, like that was like, oh, this looks like, I mean, I haven't played much of 3, but if it looked like that and I don't know if it looked like that in 3, basically what I was getting at, because the most recent ones I had played were like 2 and pre-sequel and stuff like that. I played a little bit, like I said, tiny bit of 3, don't really remember much about it. But this one looks like they really took the time to like touch up on everything and make it look like as next gen as possible. So I'm hoping that that's also going to show in the story and everything. But gameplay wise, it looks like it's like as fun as it ever has.
Looks rock solid. That gameplay.
Yeah.
So the gameplay looks similar to 3. So 3 had some of the, from what I remember playing, had some of the most fun gameplay out of all of them. Fast paced, fluid. Everything, it's Borderlands 2, and it's pretty fast paced, but it's also there is a bit of slowness to it as well.
They definitely 2 takes its time. It's definitely a lot more story oriented than some of the other titles. It doesn't rely as much on the action and stuff like that. But it's not a nearly bad thing. I think it balances everything out really well.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it has the best balance of the two.
Yes,
where like
100%.
3, from what I've gathered, is like the story wise is not that great, but the gameplay is amazing. I gotta play 3. I have 3. I gotta play it at some point.
I have it as well. I have it on PC.
So do I.
I have bought it a long time ago.
Let's do it. Trifecta Gaming, you heard it right here. We're gonna do a full run through Borderlands 3 at some point. And Brandon could come in too. Brandon could buy it on PC. We could all play.
It's constantly on sale.
Brandon's like throwing his camera away. I'm not. He's like, I'm done.
Brandon, I think have you ever played any of the Borderlands games, Brandon?
Did I tell you I tried it?
Which one?
I tried 2, and I couldn't get past the first boss.
Oh, because what, did you think it was boring?
No, I just couldn't get past the first boss, so I never went back into it.
Oh, we gotta play it then. Yeah, we gotta play it together then. I would love to go back and play 2.
If you get it on P5, then and Brian and I can play it on PC, the 3 of us can play it together.
You can play the story online.
Yeah,
You play the whole game, all the way through. start
yeah,
to
the whole
finish.
game. Yeah, that's how Borderlands. That's how Borderlands has been.
Yeah,
It all plays
that's
the same.
Borderlands' thing is that it's a co-op game.
Well, what did it?
That's why it's one of the best RPG franchises out there.
That's
Well,
right.
hold the phone,
Borderlands is
mister.
awesome.
What do you mean hold the phone? Oh, anyway, let's continue.
Get them.
Anyways, I was
Get 'em.
also just gonna say that it got a release date as well.
It did.
Yeah.
September 23rd, I think it was.
22nd.
22nd. Okay. Exactly
So
20
get your days off work, get the whole weekend off.
Oh, I
Don't
plan
go
on it,
into
dude. Are
work
you
the
kidding
next
me?
day.
I gotta beat 3. I gotta beat
Jared,
Mhm.
all
I'm-
of the DLC for 2, and then I gotta beat 3.
That will
I'm-
probably be that'll probably be the second game I take a day off for, like for a release ever. The first one was college football.
Brandon, what are you gonna say?
I'm literally thinking about taking the day off to watch the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct.
Do it. Why not?
Dude, I used to take the last day off of school when we were in high school, so I could watch E3 all day. So I'm with it. I get it. I used to do that. Swear to God.
That's hilarious. Next up, I know Jared and I, this is definitely on our list of definitely buying day one is Split Fiction.
Oh my God, yeah. Are you kidding me? Oh, Split Fiction looks amazing.
I
Split
did
Fiction
put
is
it-
gonna be
I'm gonna say I did put it in my list of games that like I knew like so I haven't played It Takes Two, like same developer, right? I have not
Mhm.
played It Takes Two. But Split Fiction
Jared, you okay?
caught-
He died.
Split Fiction caught my eye. It's one of those releases that I think I will probably snag.
We gotta play It Takes Two on this show, or we
Mhm.
have to play. I haven't beat it. I played about half of it with my wife. It's amazing, and I also played about half of A Way Out.
I've heard A Way Out is A Way Out. I've heard
Amazing.
is also.
And they also
very
did
good.
Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. I haven't played Brothers. I've heard that's
Oh.
really good though. Yeah, all great games.
All great games.
Day one, baby. That's a day one purchase for me. If Brandon wants to
And
buy it
now-
for me, he can buy 2 copies.
Well, wait, don't you only need one copy and then
Do they do that for this one? I know they did it for
Mhm.
It Takes Two.
Mhm.
You only need the 1 copy. Oh snap!
Mhm.
Here we go. We gotta play it all the way through. Can't wait. Cannot wait.
Well, I'm gonna play with Manya first. We gotta. Sorry.
That's all right. Brian and I will play together. It's okay.
You want to play with Lydia first? She's gonna be pissed at you. She's gonna be so mad when she
I can't
finds
believe he
out.
doesn't want to play with me.
He just wants to play with his boyfriend, Brian.
Yeah, you know what she would say? She'd be like, "Makes sense."
Yeah, she probably.
Let's
right.
be real. That's what she would say.
No, but she'd give like you like this snarky comment of like, "Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, yeah.
That's okay. Okay. Okay.
I'd be like, "What's
Well,
wrong?" She'd
I'm
be
just
like,
gonna read.
"Nothing."
I'm just gonna read a book.
Nothing. No, it's
Yeah,
fine.
literally. I'm gonna go crochet. Then she'll do this.
Yeah.
God, give this man the Oscar.
And then
You
she'll
just-
turn back and she'll go, "You good?" Okay.
She's never gonna want us at her house again.
Yeah, she's gonna. You're never inviting those guys over ever again.
They know me too well. Now, talking about day one purchases, it sounds like this is a day one purchase for Brian, which is Directive 8020 or 8020.
Out of every game that I had no prior knowledge of, this is the one that I came away from thinking that this might end up being a day one buy. I might pay full price for something like this, which I typically don't do with games anymore. I will wait for a sale or I'll wait for a Game Pass release. The last one I bought full price was, I've mentioned it 20 million times throughout this entire podcast, college football, but Directive 8020, I have full faith in the developers, like seeing what they've made prior. And it's just genre and setting wise, it's Jared mentioned it, I think before we started recording, before we hopped on the stream here. It's right up my alley. I love it's like sci-fi horror, and it looks like a mix of like Alien and Resident Evil and is it Prey? I think that's
Ooh.
that's like those are the vibes I got.
Prey.
So I
Maybe more
think
Dead Space than Prey, but definitely I could see
yes.
the Prey.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure.
I
The
think
new
I'm gonna
Prey,
get it.
the reboot,
Yeah, the new
or
Prey.
the
Yep.
sequel one or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be a sequel,
Yep.
and then it turned into one. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it very much. So, like I said, out of everyone that I didn't know about going in, this one made me want it day one.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna
Looks cool.
try to go 2 times speed as much as we can.
Let's do it. Crank them.
Crank them.
Justice put it a lungs emoji.
Which I don't know what that means.
What you doing over there, guy? Huh?
Why is he so
What are you doing over there
cryptic?
with the lungs? Huh? What does that mean? Let us know in the comment section below what that means.
Whatever
Doing
that
there,
means.
Justin.
Next up is, we kind of talked about this a little bit before, which is Five Nights at Freddy's: Secret of the Mimic. This is the sequel, their second game on PlayStation. The first one did really, really, really well, and it's coming out sooner than expected, which is this June. Looks great. Again, this is not something I'd purchase right away. If it comes on to PS Plus, I'll definitely pick it up and give it a shot.
So I did not know that there was another Five Nights at Freddy's in this like style prior. So like it initially caught my eye. I'm so behind on any Five Nights at Freddy's lore that I'm probably not gonna play it. Justice, what are you putting in the chat, bud? He's going off
His
the
face
rails.
is just like faceplant on the keyboard.
But yeah, I didn't know they made another game like this in this style. I'm glad they're expanding and they're not just doing the same, watching the computers, watching the security cams, stuff like that. They're fully like they're expanding it, and then now they're putting a lot of money into these franchises that started out as such a small indie project, and now it's this full blown phenomenon. I think it's cool. I'm probably not gonna play it, but I think all the power to them. I think that's really cool.
I'm with you. Yep. Same.
Wheelchair
I'm right with
bound lung pride. I think Colleen's onto something.
you. I think we
Colleen's
need to have
deciphering it for
Colleen
us.
as a recurring guest on this show.
Yeah, yes.
Our moderator.
Our moderator, please come back every week, Colleen.
Join our Discord, Colleen. We can make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly Justice.
Possibly.
Next up, Jared, did you have anything you want to say?
Not about Five Nights at Freddy's. No, it's cool. It's cool. You know,
Mhm.
it looked
Yeah.
interesting. Like
Yeah.
what a, you know, I'm right with Brian. I'm not gonna play it, but
And if-
for those who like it, cool.
Yeah, if the last one worked really well, I hope this one does as well.
Next up is the Midnight Walk, which I'm very, 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 very pumped about because this is a big PSVR2 release, and it's really got this awesome stop motion style, which I think was made with stop motion the whole game. But it looks really excited. You basically play from a third person perspective, and you help this little guy traverse this very nightmarish land. So it's got a bit of cutesy, bit of horror. This is definitely it's been on my wish list since they announced it back at Summer Game Fest, I want to say. Don't quote me on that. But whenever it was first announced, I wishlisted it right away, and I've been waiting for a release date, and it looks like it is very soon, coming May 8th. Very excited.
It looks awesome. It looks very like
Mhm.
Little Nightmares-esque,
Yes.
and Little Nightmares is pretty good. I don't know if you ever played that, Brian, but Little Night.
I
I
have
bet you
not.
Mason's probably played it.
I have played it. I just wish that game was longer. I have to play the other ones, though.
Yeah, that's good. I've only played a little bit of the first one. That's pretty good. What I played.
The vibes that it gave me was like that movie, The Book of Life. That's what like it kind of reminded me of a little bit.
I did not think of that. I love that movie. Oh, that's interesting, but more horror-esque than.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
definitely I
You
could see
kind
that.
of like
Yeah.
seemed
I
like
was
it
gonna say,
probably
Book of
gave a
Life
little bit.
is not horror.
Oh no,
dude.
no, like definitely more, way more horror. But like in terms
Did
of
we
like
watch the same movie?
a little bit, no, a little bit, but in terms of like art styles, like a little bit of like setting and stuff like that, I think
100%.
it doesn't. I don't want to say borrows because it probably doesn't, but like that's the vibe it gave me, but with like
Yeah.
throwing much more horror elements in there.
Yeah, it gave me like, as far as like the horror went, it gave me like, I don't know why it came to my mind, but Psychonauts.
Oh,
Probably
Okay.
because of the design of the characters. That's probably why.
Yeah,
Because it's
yeah,
very
that's how.
Psychonauts, Double Fine,
Very
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up in the indie world is Darwin's Paradox. Have this octopus get away from a food factory and get back to the ocean.
Crazy
This-
that's in a state of play.
So-
like that.
so
literally made me
basically-
laugh.
Basically, the spin-off to Finding Dory.
yeah, basically. I'll say real quick. This is another one that I knew nothing about going in. I didn't know a name. I didn't know anything about it, any development for this game.
Yeah, this was
Um,
their debut.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, there were certain very specific moments in like the trailer,
Game
like
of
the
the
gameplay
year.
trailer,
Justice
that
League Game of the Year.
what game of the year. It reminded me a little bit of Unravel, but in a more like in terms of like its gameplay, it's a much more comedic, action-packed version of it. But the art style is very beautiful. I don't know. I think
Yeah, it looks
I don't know.
kinda neat.
I don't know if I'll get it day one, but I think I would. It'd be a nice like palate cleanser for like stuff that I typically play. Maybe I'll hop on that and kind of just break the cycle of stuff I would usually play.
I can guarantee you this game will be a day one on PS Plus. I'm gonna throw that out there. I'm gonna throw that coin into
I
the
wouldn't be
bag and say
surprised at
that is
all.
that is a day one PS Plus indie game.
Is it a PlayStation only release?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look at that
I
up
don't
right
know.
now. It
Yeah, I'm
might
gonna
not
look
be
that up,
out yet in terms of like the news of it, but let me check real quick. No, actually, it's going to PS5, Switch, and Xbox, and PC.
Okay, well,
Darwin's Paradox.
It's going to everything. That'll be a fun Switch game. I think that'll be that.
Yeah.
That would be really cool on Switch
that
too.
game is perfect on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
It looks
Uh,
almost like that one looks more Little Nightmares or like Inside or what was the other one that they did? Limbo. Like in terms of like
Limbo.
the side
Oh,
scrolling.
okay.
It looks very similar to that.
where
style.
yeah, not so much like the style, but more so like things are happening in the background and they've affected
Oh, the
Mm.
gameplay. Yeah.
So yeah, when Monty and I were watching it, she goes, "Octodad."
Like, she is one smart cookie because I was thinking the same thing.
I thought Octodad a little bit as well.
Oh, she put
next-
it in the chat. Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh.
She put Octodad.
So next up, no, this franchise is such a mixed bag with me because I like the concepts, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of these type of games at the same time because I've tried, so I'll just say what it is. It's Warriors Abyss. I've tried Hyrule Warriors and I kind of liked it. I just
Did I
never
miss that
finished
one?
it.
I think I missed
Anyways,
that one.
that's okay. It's okay to miss. It's another one of those just mass horde fighting games, like all the Warriors games are.
I don't know. I think I don't wish anything bad on any of these games. I hope it does well. I'll probably never play it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's out. It's out right now.
Yes, it was a
A
Shadow Drop.
Oh,
Yep.
that's
Oh,
cool.
I guess I missed that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Next up is Anamushi. Sorry, I'm butchering this. Anamushe 2.
Wait a minute. So
Don't
you think
butcher me in the
Warriors
comments.
Abyss doesn't look pretty cool? I mean, I don't know. I'm looking at this.
No,
little
I didn't
gameplay
say
trailer they
that.
got
Listen,
going
you did
on.
not hear what I said. You had your
No, I
headphones
did
out.
not.
I was
I
saying,
did not hear what you said. No.
okay, well, this is what I said, and I
What'd you say?
quote, "It looks cool, but I've just never been able to finish. Like, I tried Hyrule Warriors, and it's just the issue is that I have with it is that sometimes, even on current consoles, they go way too much, and they start to drop in frame rate crazy. Like, they always think they can do better than the next, and when they always
Right.
do that, it just like tanks. So it's like it looks cool, it looks fun, it looks just like hack and slash, like mind wipe.
Yeah. Press X.
But
Press
I
X.
just-
Press X. Press X.
Yeah.
Press X. Press X.
Yeah. Well, I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's my tea and sugar or whatever they say.
Your bread and butter.
There you go. I wanted to be different.
I know that. That's why I chuckled. I was like, I don't think I've ever heard you say that. Spicy and sugar. All right.
No,
Put
I
on the
think
list.
Brian,
with
have
these,
you
like,
ever played a Dynasty Warriors game?
I was
No,
just
like I
about to
said,
say
I
there
played
was
Hyrule Warriors.
There was one that was a Xbox One when they were still doing games with gold. There was one that came out, or there was one that was a part of it. It was like Dynasty Warriors. I'm trying to figure out which one it is. It's not Origins.
Brandon,
they
I
just
saw the
made
same-
one.
I saw the same comment too.
I think it was no, not 3. 3's too old. Which one was it? I don't
I've
know.
always
I'll
wanted to
find
play
it.
one.
I think it was like
I
Well,
think I'm gonna play
it
one.
was
this summer.
one that came out way down the line. I think it was maybe it was. I don't think it was 6, but it was one. It was. I know for a fact I played one at least once.
Wait,
What's
Wait,
going on in the chat
wait.
here? It's my tea dipped in sugar.
yeah, we all got it.
anyways,
I th-
we gotta stop getting off track.
Oh, he's got to calm
I-
down.
In the end, I played Hyrule Warriors. I'd like to try Hyrule Warriors again and maybe try Dynasty Warriors again because they do look like fun hack and slash games.
I
They
didn't know
always
that's what
look like they
Hyrule
dip.
Warriors was. I never saw gameplay.
Oh
or
yeah,
anything.
it's the same people, Koei Tecmo.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
They done 2. No, they done. Well, no, they did 2. Oh, the first one was remade a lot,
Oh,
but they did
Hyrule
one
Warriors
based off
Age
Breath
of
the Wild.
Calamity.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
Anyways, next is Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny. This was a game released back on PS2, I believe, and it's coming out May 23rd. And the reason for that is because they have a brand new game in the franchise coming out, which is Onimusha Way of the Sword. Yeah, they didn't show much gameplay for the newer game, so I'm interested. It looks like a fun story. I think I'm just on a really like Ghost of Tsushima high kick right now, and I really want to play more of those type of games. That I'm hoping that's the vibe it gives me when it comes out. But I'm sure it's going to be an interesting game. So hopefully I can give a test run on the other old ones at some point.
Looks cool.
looks cool.
And going back to day one purchases, we're gonna go with Jared to this one. It is Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater.
Oh, I'll tell you. Brian and I
Metal
are
Gear
probably
Solid
similar
Delta
folks on this.
Snake Eater.
Yeah.
Delta.
Oh man, I'll tell you, I'm really not like a big Metal Gear Solid guy. But I've always appreciated it from afar.
hmm
In terms of its cinematic style.
I
of
was
telling
just
the
about to
story.
say one of the most cinematic game franchises you could ever play.
Honestly, kind of like the pioneer of cinema.
Oh, yeah.
Like having it, blur the line between movie and video game. Guns of the Patriots on PS3 was notorious for having hour-long cutscenes. Crazy, but yeah, this game looks awesome. I have always wanted to play 3, and I've been waiting to buy it. I wanted to buy the Legacy Collection so I could try 3. I've been waiting and waiting. Justice said Metal Gear is overrated. Ooh, that's a bit of a hot take. I don't know about that.
Hot
guy.
hot water.
But it looks awesome. It looks really fun. I actually might get that day one.
Yeah, you were telling me about this, and now that I know that it's a prequel, I think I also might get this day one because then I felt that I needed to know more, but knowing this is technically the first game chronologically story wise, I might pick it up. Oh, and also, I didn't play it the first time around when it came around on PS3, but I know a lot of people will be happy that exclusive to the PS5 version, they're doing the what do they call it? I think it's monkey tag, but it's with the ape escape monkeys.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
It's a game mode, but people really loved that mode and people are really excited about it.
Real quick before we move on to the next one, this is a fun little reminder for everyone. We're talking about how Metal Gear Solid is very cinematic. cinematic. There is a Metal Gear Solid film currently in development, and Oscar Isaac is playing Solid Snake, which I think is really
That's
cool.
pretty good. That's an awesome
Yeah.
choice to play Solid Snake.
All right, moving right along next is Hell is Us, which will be released on September 4th. Tackling a bleak topic, as they say, the demons known as humankind.
That game looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks
That
really
game
fun.
looks
That's another
awesome.
Souls-like game that was there.
What game was it?
Hell is Us. It was first revealed at
Yeah.
what? Clearly, you've never
Matt
seen
Hare
Solid
said,
Snake.
clearly you've never seen Solid Snake do a triple pop shove at home base. What the fuck is going on? What is going
Shove it off
on?
home base. Yeah,
Justice,
Hell is
meet
Us
your
is
maker.
Hell is Us is in my list of games that I was kind of blown away by upon seeing it because I didn't know anything about it prior. It looks, we're talking about cinematic. This game looks like very deep. Oh my god, I think this, depending on what it's out on, I think I will probably.
I think it's
snag
on
it.
all consoles. It is.
It is. Yep.
Yep.
I think I
I'm definitely gonna get that.
running on
wait
Unreal
for a
Engine
sale.
5 too.
Yeah, I'll probably wait for a sale, but I'm definitely gonna. I'd like.
I
To play
think
that.
same here. You got ghosts in your house?
What?
Jared?
There's a crying baby. I know.
Oh.
Sorry. Yeah. It's a crying baby.
Well, these next two will be pretty quick, I think, because we probably won't talk much about this one because I think none of us have played it, which is Eliza P, the DLC expansion.
Haven't played it.
Great.
Nope.
Let's skip it.
I hope it does well.
Justice said, overhyped, Colleen. She said it's all good. She doesn't start fights like some people in this chat. Jared.
I don't start. I don't know what you're talking about. I merely just disagree,
Oh,
and then you take that as me starting a fight.
And then I do the same thing, and you take it the same way because I'll get texts later like, okay, bye, I'm not talking to you. And then later on, you'll be like, I'm just kidding with you, pal. I just like fucking with you.
That's Braden's first F-bomb. Hey! Go ahead. What's the next one? I may have
Next
to.
one
I
is-
may have to. Okay. No, I think we're good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Dreams of Another, which I also did not know this was going to be a PSVR 2 game, but it is going to be one. This is
that's
that
cool.
weird lucid dream one where like it doesn't they have guns, but it's not used for violence. It's more so to traverse different worlds and seeing dreams of other people, I guess. It's a very, very different experimental type game. This is one I think that definitely is going to be I think this is definitely sounds like going to be sorry. I got distracted by Colleen's comment. Fiddle
It's
dee.
first Fiddle DD.
We're
That's my
gonna have to
favorite
play a
word.
game of how long we can go
Fiddle-dee-dee.
without being distracted by the comments.
No, I could see this being a day one PS Plus because it's very experimental. I don't know how many people will attach this, but I think it's one of those things where like you just gotta play it to see it. It's like how Stray was. Like Stray was like a very experimental game, but you played it and it had a really great endearing story. So I get this vibe from this one as well.
Yeah, Stray blew up, so let's hope this one blows up too.
All right, we're here. And I
She's
know
saying
we
I'm
can't spend-
sorry. She's saying I'm sorry. What are you sorry for?
No, this is great. This is great engagement.
Yeah.
Keep it up. And here we are, the one and only Days Gone remastered.
I gotta hear everybody's opinions on this. I gotta hear Jared's. I gotta hear Brandon's. I gotta hear Justice's. Colleen, if you want to chime in too. I mentioned prior. I have no opinion on it really. My mic is down.
Brandon and I disagree on this, and that's okay. Brandon has valid points as to why he thinks this is necessary.
See, that's all I wanted to hear. That's all I
Yeah.
wanted to hear. And
You
you,
have
did not want to
valid
say
points.
that.
You have valid points. However, I also don't understand. Like I get it, but I don't. I get it that they want to remaster it and maybe create interest in a sequel. But the game the game didn't even come out that long ago. So it's the
What?
same.
It was so long ago.
2019.
That's a long time now.
Not enough time for a remaster. That's the thing. Like,
Well,
maybe
either way.
wait 10 years and then make a remaster.
Okay,
But that's
but
the
here's
thing.
the
Like,
thing.
make a sequel.
But you just said it. What they want you to do is that they want to try to. Here's the truth, okay? Because the truth is that Sony effed them. Sony effed them with the marketing. That's
Yeah.
the truth, and we know that. They've blatantly said that, and that's just the facts.
But I don't okay, so this is where I'm struggling then, because I just looked up how much it sold. Because like with games like this, if they're making a remaster, it's probably because it didn't sell super well. And so if they're making the remaster, like for this particular game, if they're going to make the remaster, it probably means they're trying to up those sales to then create a sequel, because maybe Sony wants to make a sequel, but doesn't trust that it'll make money and justify making the sequel. Khalid said 2019 is like 56 million hours ago.
I just want to say real quick before you guys get back into it. I was just curious, and this is like however which way you want to take this comparison. They only waited a year to do the remastered Last of Us.
That's the thing. It makes no sense.
I'm just saying they did wait a little bit to do
Yeah, but
Days
it's-
Gone.
but
I get
it's-
wanting to remake it for the newer consoles.
But at the same time, though, here's this too, though. If you do have the game, you only have to pay $10. So
That's
cool.
like when was it Cyberpunk came out? Or no, if you bought it, you already got the new one, I think. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Spider-Man remaster, Last of Us, and I think Last of Us 2 did it, where if you had the original and then wanted to upgrade, it was like $10 or so.
That's cool. I think that's very cool.
Just look who just joined the chat.
This guy
You know what they should
Pong.
remaster? Pong. Welcome to the chat, CBS.
Listen. I think give me the benefit of the doubt, because I told you I did
Yeah.
not like this game. Mostly because not the story, because the story sounds amazing and very beautiful and poignant. It's just that game on PS4, and I don't know if it was because it struggled in development or what happened, but a lot of the issues came to just the map. It is very large, and to the point where a lot of things start to look the same. So I'm hoping with this remaster, as they say, there's increased foliage. I'm hoping to get that vibe of things start to look a little different between everything. Brian Dengler.
Get out of the chat.
Don't put your ghost rants in there, I swear.
Don't worry about it.
Anyways, that's my. So yeah, and you have your reasons too. I get it. It does, like they've been doing this whole time with, like I said, Last of Us, and both Last of Us and Spider-Man, and I think there's another one somewhere in that mix.
Horizon.
Yes, thank you.
They just did a remaster for Horizon Zero. Why not put that money towards a brand new something?
And here's
brand new Jack and
But-
Daxter, brand new
So
Sly
let
Cooper
me-
or whatever.
brand new
Let's-
Sly Cooper.
And we all know who's to blame for this, but because we kind of talked to this about a little, and not the best way to celebrate 30 years of PlayStation, but they did have a big, huge layoff. They laid off a bunch of studios from a bunch of different studios, and a lot of people left, and to the point where they had to start over projects. Like I think Wolverine was one of those where they had to start over because of those layoffs. So I think a lot of the reason we see more of these remakes is because it's a last haul to get some games in there. And then we're also seeing these developers who are partnering with PlayStation, not only to get a funding, but to also are you typing in the chat too, Jared?
Yeah. I was responding to Justice while you were talking. Could you hear my clicking of the keyboard?
Yeah.
I can, yeah.
That's hilarious.
You sound like a hacker.
I found
Uh,
Cheggers Party Quiz on eBay for $46.94. Thoughts? And that's from Connor.
easy buy.
CVS is on it. He knows what's up.
Okay.
We only got Mason for 10 minutes, and then he's got to go.
Yeah. So we're closing in almost. Basically, we got a couple more stuff. To
We
get
only
through,
got.
So,
I have 2 more
I
games on my list.
I don't
here.
have anything else for Days Gone. I think if
Mhm.
it justifies the sequel, great. If it's just doing it and then no sequel comes, what was the point?
Yep.
well, I'll support it.
Yeah.
I'll buy it. That's one for me.
I hope it does well.
Yeah. Stellar Blade times Nikki. So this is just a free DLC expansion with some new costumes for the game. The game is getting love. I'm just excited for that alone. Let's get that sequel going.
I'll always support any free DLC that any game gets.
100%.
We're getting 2 PS Plus games day one, and that would be Blueprints, which is going to be kind of this puzzle type game. Should be quite interesting. And then also Abiotic Factor, which has this cool like PlayStation 1 style. It's like a teamwork type game. Maybe something we can play on the stream someday.
What was it? I think I missed a couple. What was the name of that one you just said?
Abiotic Factor.
I think that one might actually already be on PC. If that's
It is. It's in early access on Windows PC and will be released on console this summer.
Yeah, that one's got a big following on PC. I've heard it's quite good.
Rolling into the next one. This is, I think, on everybody's number one. I don't know Brian's, but Jared and I talked about it. But this is Tales of Annihilation, which is another Souls-like game. This looks super epic. It looks
really cool.
Awesome sci-fi fantasy. It gives a little bit of Elden Ring, a little bit of Souls, a little bit of Bloodborne. Throw it all together, and you got like this super awesome baby that is so rare to come by these days. Yeah, it just looks really awesome. It's got like this very high stakes. I'm really looking for this more on this game as the months go on, because I think right now it does not have a release date. It could be one of those games that we get until PS6. I don't know, but looks awesome.
Looks awesome. Yeah, the cinematic trailer looked great.
Yeah, looks very cool.
Roll on to next. We got Metal Eden. This is a first-person shooter, and it's very, very akin to how Doom is, with just literally. That, like, literally Doom. But looked great. I mean, it looks awesome. Anything to say, Brian?
Real quick, Connor said, just found out my eBay account got hacked. Now I own 6 copies of Cheggers. Bummer. And then
please
Mad
donate.
Hair says, Scalebound sounds like some kind of Argonian funky freshness you'd find in the romance section of ye old Barnes and Noble. I'm loving this, Shaq. Please keep it up.
This is why we do live streams now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're on to the last 2 games of the night. So we got Mind's Eye, which I'm really super excited about this one. This is from IOI Interactive, or their subsidiary, I believe.
Yeah.
So these people who did Hitman, and it's the director of GTA 5. This looks really high octane, really fast-paced gameplay. I'm locked in. I'm ready. I'm really looking forward to this
Me
game.
too. This is one, aside from probably Directive 8020, this is the one that blew me away. I'm very excited to play it.
And Jared doesn't look forward to it. Okay.
I think it looks kind of generic. Personally,
I'm just excited for this, the nonstop action look of it. I think something like that would very much benefit my.
I'm not trying to burst your bubble.
Games.
I'm happy that you guys are excited. I hope it's good. I hope we play it and it's the best thing that's ever come out.
Just you wait, game of the year. And you're like,
let's go into Darwin's, whatever that was, paradox or whatever.
Darwin's
Paradox.
Darwin's paradox. No, it's gonna go to Split Fiction. Let's be real with ourselves.
Split Fiction.
Anyways, the last game is from Housemarque, who did the Returnal game back when the PS5 first released, named Seros. Not much on this game, but it has very much the same gameplay as Returnal, with like the repetitive map and while expanding the story. Tried Returnal. Don't know if I'll try this one.
It looks, I mean, or the sound of it, I think I'll probably try it.
Yeah, there's no gameplay. It's just a cinematic. Cinematic's cool.
Yeah. They said a gameplay trailer will come later this year, so probably Summer Game Fest, if anything.
Real quick, maybe I immediately forgot. Did we bring up Metal Eden?
Yep, we did.
Yeah,
I said it was like a Doom-like, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I put it
And
at the
with-
bottom of my list of games I was excited for. I was like, I don't remember going. I mean, granted, my whole list I put together is way out of order than what you went through. So I was kind of just like trying to match up what we talked about. But okay, cool. Yeah, we hit every game I was hopeful for.
So that is PlayStation State of Play. So I think we all agree this was a very, mid PlayStation State of Play, but
I think
bad.
I think between average and great. I think it was pretty
Yeah.
good.
There's somewhere in the middle between there. It's there's a solid list.
The whole
So
show,
we're
I
gonna-
feel like I've been doing this. I ain't coming back.
Well,
And then-
luckily we're wrapping up here, so you can go see what those kids are up to.
should be asleep.
So we'll hopefully see you all next week, same time, hopefully, Monday at 7:00. We don't know what we're talking about yet, but we'll let you know when that happens. It could be the day of we find out, or the weekend of. We're very last minute here at Trifecta.
We are very last minute.
Very last minute. But it turned out to
But
be
that
another
adds to
really
the fun
fun
of it.
show.
Yeah, we
Oh, yeah.
always seem to do very well at it. It's just the improv in us.
Yeah, all of us have pretty good improvisation skills.
Real quick before we cut, Connor says heard they might be remastering the Golem game. Want to elaborate on that development?
Brian's the head of the development team, Brian.
Gollum is getting free DLC costumes, and that's it.
I'm making sure that this game gets released on the what was Nintendo's first attempt at like VR, that like big red block. What was that?
Oh, the
Back in, like,
Virtual Boy?
Yeah, it's getting a Virtual Boy release, the first time in like 40 years.
You get to play as Gollum.
It puts you right into like the eyes of Gollum. Actually, it's the development's completely messed up. We're gonna release it anyway. It's like you're looking like behind him, but you have to. It's all weird. The controls are reversed. It's very bad. It's gonna tank.
that
I'm gonna.
note.
I'm getting canceled.
On that note, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. If you haven't liked the video, make sure to like the video, and also share with your friends. I mean, that's the only way this channel is going to grow. Tell your friends, share the video, get them to subscribe, and we can keep growing this fan base. We also have a Discord. Don't forget to join that. You can join in the channel homepage. There's a link in there somewhere. Just got to find it. And make sure to check out our other videos, because this is the 12th episode. So we've got so much content for you to enjoy, along with some shorts. But with that, we can't wait to see you guys next week. We enjoyed all the conversation with you guys. So quick thank you to Connor, Colleen, Justice, Manya, and I believe that was everybody that was in the chat at least. Oh, and Mama Emily. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for all joining the chat. It really means a lot. It's great engagement. And again, we hope to see you again. We hope you can keep on joining the conversation.
Peace out, y'all.
Oh, bye-bye.
See ya.
Brian.